Hey, welcome to the good news, bad news of the week for Microsoft. And we're a little late. We're doing this on Saturday, January the 23rd. Usually it's the good news, bad news for Friday. And in our good news, bad news of Microsoft this week, well, we have the good news of the insider preview. Once again, another insider preview, second one in a week. So 11102 was released, pretty stable, but does have some issues. It's very important for those that want to be insiders to check out if the issues will affect you. Lots of issues for gamers and a few other weird things, including missing Wi-Fi drivers. And be careful. And I've seen a few comments on my channel of people ranting about the fact that they, had problems and they were getting sick of it. You know what? Don't be an insider if you don't want problems. Insider is not for everybody. It's for the tech enthusiast. If you don't want to have problems, you shouldn't be an insider. And I don't even understand why you're an insider if you always rant about problems with insider previews. That's for sure. As for the bad news of Microsoft this week, reports of Xbox sales not being that great. Uh, that is typical. We've seen that PlayStation 4 has really, really moved on a lot on that, and that's the market for you. Sometimes one wins, sometimes another one wins. It depends on what hardware and games, but really not cool numbers there. But we know that Microsoft did say they will, of course, have another Xbox eventually in the future. So they aren't abandoning, but it's not really cool. The positive side is that compatibility mode that has Xbox 360 games running, that getting games all the time. And it did say that games were, instead of being released in packages, will be released as soon as they're ready to be released. So that's another interesting news here. As for the other bad news, a lot of people have been complaining about that. Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 lack of support on new hardware. People saying, hey, I want to install whatever I want on my hardware. You know what? That is the funniest thing, because I don't see nothing different from that announcement of any other operating systems. Every time clients of mine had new computers with the latest operating system, I did see it in Windows 8. People were wanting to go back to Windows 7. Well, for the first months to about a year was okay, you could. But after a year, finding hardware that would run Windows 7 was increasingly difficult to find. And the same goes for, Windows XP and all the other operating systems in the past. So it's funny because there ain't that much of a difference, basically. And Microsoft always did that. Stop supporting new hardware at some point, because they want you to have Windows 10, not Windows 7 or Windows 8 on that new hardware. And frankly, if you have new hardware, I'm one of those that think, yeah, Windows 10 is the way to go. It's much more efficient and uses these devices in a much better way. It's more secure. So, I think that's okay. But, I understand that some people do want to have that. And there's a big mix up here. The way Microsoft said it is kind of not clear. Even in the Windows Weekly show this week with Paul Thurrott, Mary Jo Foley, and on the Twit Network with Leo Laporte, they were kind of mixed up at exactly what that means. My take on it is that it's simply the fact that you buy new hardware, you won't have drivers for Windows 7 and 8. So it means you'll be able to install Windows 10. It just won't work right because it doesn't have the drivers for the hardware. That's the take I have on it. I don't think it's not going to install or anything. I think it's just going to, say, well, you don't have any drivers. And without drivers, well, you won't do much with the new hardware on these older operating systems with Windows 7 and Windows 8.1. So that's pretty much what I think, and you'll have to install Windows 10 to get the drivers to work on the hardware. So that's pretty much the good news, bad news for this week. If you enjoy my videos, why not subscribe to my channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. And if you enjoy our videos, please uh, give us thumbs up. And I hope that you enjoy our videos and that you have a lot of fun with our videos, that they help you, and that you enjoy our weekly news bulletins and the good news, bad news.